everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we've brought you another super scary horror film. This was actually released much earlier, but I watched it very recently only because this is even more scary because it's a real story based horror film, and I kind of stay away from those little bit because they are definitely more spine chilling, and you also know that this is actually happens in some part of the world. Before getting into the video, I would like to let you know that we have made a bunch of such horror movie recommendation videos earlier. There's also a playlist available on our channel, so definitely check it out and let us know in the comments how you like them. Also keep an eye out for the Scarometer, which is our own rating system for horror films, which we use to kind of put in a rating of how scary a particular horror film is. So this one is definitely on the higher side, so keep an eye out for that at the end of this video. Now let's get in. Before I even start to set context of the film, because this is a movie that is based on some real events that have taken place in some part of the world, I would say refrain from watching the movie if you are someone who is scared of horror films or are sensitive to horror movies, because this definitely could be a trigger. It's super scary. Make sure that you as usual, we are going to do our very quick exercise to set context of the movie. So close your eyes and let's get started. Imagine there is this young girl who is probably in her high school at this time. She lives with her mother and her siblings. Her father is no longer around. She's just lost him few months ago, and she is not able to get over the fact that she does not have a father anymore. She loves him and she misses him a lot. At this time, it is quite late for school, and she's kind of grabbing her siblings, getting them ready, getting them to school with her, while her mother has just worked a late night shift and is home sleeping. She is way more mature than her age, but at the same time, she does not have anyone to share her sorrow with. So this particular day where she's grabbing her siblings and getting them to school, she's also grabbing something else that she places in her bag. Something that is probably forbidden. She enters the school, she is in her classroom, and suddenly everyone is asked, grab their glasses and come to the terrace, because there is going to be a solar eclipse that the school wants students to witness. So they grab their eclipse glasses, go to the terrace. However, this young girl and her two friends decide not to go to the terrace, but rather to the basement. They are there to perform a Ouija board exercise. For anybody who does not know what a Ouija board is, it is a tool which is more like a cardboard sheet. It has alphabets, it has numbers, it has a few calls like yes or no. Usually people use this to communicate with other universe, which is spirit world. Every communication through the Ouija board is not great, okay, so please refrain from getting into these activities. But let's get back to the imagination. So this young woman grabs this Ouija board and gets her two friends. They are in the basement trying to speak to someone. Who is that someone? It's this girl's father, the father that she's just lost. So they are trying to communicate at the same time that there is a solar eclipse going on. And you know that this is evil. When she and her friends are at the Ouija board trying to communicate, things go very wrong. So wrong that this young woman had to collapse to the floor due to some uncalled spirit that has entered this world because of her communication into the spirit world through the Ouija board. Her friend's witness thinks that they shouldn't be at this age, and this young woman is going to undergo the worst nightmare of her life. To find out what this girl is undergoing, or also to find out the whole story behind it and what happens at the end of the day because of this Ouija board exercise that this young woman did, you will have to watch the film. Let's come outside our imagination and talk about this movie where this woman, like I said, goes through the whole thing that I just told you. She's going through a sadness because of her father's death, and she communicates with her father, but things go very wrong. There is one sister in her school, sister as in the Christian sister, right? She is at her school and she gets to know that this young girl is going to undergo something very, very wrong. She tries to guide her, but at the end of the day, fate is written for each person. The whole movie is set in such a real space that it will spook you only because it feels real. The story has a lot of jump scares, of course, but it also has that reality element that I don't think all horror movies have. Like, it's not fantasy, it's very real, it's a real happening, and it shows in the movie that these things have happened. There are consequences to activities that we do, for example using the Ouija board to communicate to the external universe or the spirit world. If this movie has interested you so far, I think it will be a really good weekend watch for you. Grab your brave pants and watch this movie called Veronica. This is a Spanish horror film, so it will be definitely in Spanish. Try and get English subtitles. I'm sure you will find it on Netflix because that's where I watched the movie in Canada. Definitely give this movie a watch. I think based on what experience I had with the movie, like I keep saying in every video, when you watch horror films, definitely create a eerie environment while watching it. Like having set up in a dark room, watching it on a bigger screen like a TV as opposed to a laptop or a mobile phone, having your volume up, and grabbing a blanket, a pillow and a partner probably to just grab on while watching the film. So my experience has been really good with this movie. I would say it's a definite 4 out of 5 on a scarometer scale we have as our rating system for horror movies. So if you think that this is something that would interest you, I would definitely recommend you to watch this movie called Veronica. It's a Spanish horror film that you will definitely love. Let me know in the comments how you like it. Were there any other movies that I previously recommended that you liked? Again, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel, and I will see you again next Saturday at the same time with another super scary horror film. Until then, I'll see you again next time. Bye.